welcome to the Idealist Conspiracy. My name is Shanice.
Hello, and my name is Amal Hassan Allen.
And we are the Idealist Conspiracy.
So my name is Amal Hassan Allen. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist as well as a Babalawo.
My name is Shanice. I am an influencer. I have my own channel called Women's Guide to Resilience. I also do editing for startup podcasts. So today we are going to be talking about how to become a narcissist. Hot topic right now. A lot of people are talking about this, narcissism, labeling people that possibly shouldn't be. So we're just going to shed some light. Amal is also a marriage and family therapist, so he has the credentials, y'all.
Right.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start with the first question. Can a narcissist be born or are they created?
I mean, it's very rare that someone is born something. More than anything else, most of the times it's created through some type of environmental issue or because of a certain type of parenting.
Right. So what type of parenting creates a narcissist?
If a parent is overly manipulative or is basically role modeling narcissistic characteristics, then they tend to raise their children that way as well.
So what does that look like as far as circumstances growing up in the household? Do we have any specific details? Because I know a lot of people get labeled a narcissist that may not be a narcissist. They just may be a douchebag.
Right. And so it has to be separated the two, right? So there is what people on a daily basis like to call a narcissist, right? What they say is a narcissist. And then there is, from the DSM-5, narcissistic personality disorder, which is what people mean to say when they call someone a narcissist, but they don't really understand that you can't call someone a narcissistic personality disorder without a prior diagnosis, right? So the person who is a narcissistic personality disorder, it is a personality disorder. They cannot, at this point, they've been pushed into that corner so much that this is how they see themselves and this is how other people see them. And a lot of times they're not going to look at themselves and say, I'm a narcissist. They're going to look at themselves and say, I'm the shit. Like, I'm great, and everybody should be they should be like happy to be around me, and they'll take. They're the type of person who are naturally basically takers. And so any person who's going to leave themselves to be utilized, which a lot of people do, a lot of people don't have boundaries. A narcissistic personality disorder person has boundaries, but they also know how to get behind other people's boundaries because those people have what they call soft boundaries. So they don't have really any security behind their boundaries. They just kind of say, oh, I do have boundaries. But when it comes to securing those boundaries, making sure that they're respected, they don't do anything.
Right. So why do you think narcissism and labeling someone a narcissist is so trending right now?
Because it's the easy way to get away from a problem.
Right.
Like we got to understand that the difficulty in our society is doing what's easy. We constantly feel like what's comfortable is what's easy, and so we do it. It's not easy to have a conversation about how I'm abusing you or how I'm mistreating you. It's easier for me to call you out as a narcissist every time you want to call out your boundaries, right? So that's kind of a gaslighting thing. If me and you are having a conversation and you're saying, Amal, you're doing this to my boundaries and you're making me feel disrespected, and then I go into like a narcissistic tirade where I'm like, nope, it's not that. It's you. You're a narcissist. You're only thinking about yourself. It's my guard against having to deal with my responsibility to our relationship. And as long as you do that, you can always paint the picture and say someone is a narcissist. And of course, it's society. Whatever is trending tends to be the thing that people use all the time, right?
Right, which makes sense. So I saw something earlier. I was doing a little bit of research on narcissism. What is a covert narcissist, and is that different from being a regular narcissist?
Yeah, because a regular narcissist is out. It's all out, right? A covert narcissist is one who's more likely to gaslight you more often. They're going to make you think that you're the one that's a narcissist when they are, right? And one thing about people who have to who deal with narcissism or deal with narcissists, you have to understand, if you call someone a narcissist and they get away from you and they just don't want to deal with you, they're probably not a narcissist. They probably just don't like you and don't want to deal with you. Now, if you deal with someone and you're calling them a narcissist and they stick around and they try to just kind of push it to the side. They're a narcissist. They're trying to get what they want from you, and they just trying to let their behavior kind of put them in a good position with you. And you think that bad behavior doesn't put people in good positions. That's a lie. People's bad behavior allows them to get behind your boundaries, and as long as you don't have boundaries, you're going to allow them to do what they want, and that's what they want, to be able to do what they want. Someone who's more so a covert narcissist is not going to have, like, they're not going to put all their narcissistic tendencies on Front Street. They're going to get you in the little positions as soon as you press back and say, oh, this is my boundary, this is hurt, that's when they're going to slide the narcissism in there and then pull it back.
Saying what kind of thing?
Why you fussing over nothing? Even if it's something that nothing is something. Why you fussing over nothing? Why is this about this? Why you got to have this attitude about this? And it'd be something that really bothers you. But what they'll try to do is they'll try to wipe the window clean. It's like, no, baby, it's not this.
Okay. So then that leads me to thinking, like, because this is an actual mental condition, can a narcissist be reformed, or what is the likelihood of someone who is a narcissist being able to be rehabilitated?
Anybody, for the most part, can be rehabilitated over time, depending on, rehabilitation is always about what the person desires, right? It's like being a narcissist is like being addicted to your own idea of yourself, right? It's like any other addiction, right? When you do substance abuse, they always say, hey, you have to want this to recover. If you don't want this, or you only kind of want this, you will not recover.
Right.
Because what's in your mind is the tug of war between what you like and enjoy about something negative that you're doing, and then how it's affecting your life negatively.
So what would lead a narcissist to want to be rehabilitated if they're super into themselves? How would they gain that awareness to be rehabilitated? Sometimes
a greater narcissist. Sometimes running into someone who has a narcissistic tendency that's stronger than yours, but you like them a lot, will push you into a position where you're like, damn, this is what I've been doing to people.
Right.
And this person is doing this to me. This hurts. This sucks. Because people don't change unless wisdom makes them say, I need to be better. I need to change. Or pain. So it's wisdom or pain, right? Wisdom is the easiest way to learn. Through experience of pain is one of the hardest ways to learn, but it's the way that people are more dedicated to, because they won't change unless something in their reality says, this is going to hurt you, change.
Right. Something that could affect them, basically.
Right.
Okay. So for people in relationships, potentially with narcissists, what are some signs that you're in a relationship with the narcissist?
If everything is your fault, you're in a relationship with a narcissist. If you can't talk about your boundaries and tell them where they may be going wrong, even if especially when it's in the kindest and the softest of ways, you're dealing with a narcissist.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of times people, I think you hear this going backwards and forwards between men and females, but you hear a lot of women more so use the word narcissist against dudes, because one thing that men do in relationships when they're not feeling hurt or whatever, they'll stonewall you and they'll just like stop talking. Or they just won't communicate. That person is not a narcissist. They just shut down because they don't have the right thing to communicate, especially if you're angering them. They're trying to deal with their anger while trying to find the right words to communicate how they feel to you. But dealing with their anger is more important because they don't want to just like spill their feelings all over you and just yell at you. They're trying to find a way. How do I tell her what I need to tell her? But right now, I'm so much more on the attitude of get her off my back. Get off my back, that I don't even want to communicate at this time. That person is not a narcissist. Okay. It's more about how you press upon other people the need of your own being and who you are to press upon them. That's a narcissist. Narcissists is trying to get greater control over a situation because they feel internally they don't have a lot of control. So they reach for the things outside themselves that they can control more. And if you become someone who is more so easily accessible to be controlled by them, they're going to enact their narcissistic relationship with you.
Right. Okay. Do narcissists typically come with physical abuse? Do those come hand in hand most of the time?
No, not typically.
Oh, really?
No, not typically. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't come. Like a lot of starched narcissists will abuse you if that's what they feel. If they think they can get away with it, they might. But just because a person is a narcissist or has narcissistic personality disorder doesn't automatically mean they'll be abusive physically. But they will basically be abusive emotionally, for sure.
Okay.
Because your feelings don't mean anything to them.
Right. So I was watching something earlier about narcissists, and basically they were saying how basically being a narcissist is being in love with yourself. So with that being said, I was thinking like, well, self-love doesn't seem like a bad thing. Is there any way that someone could be a good narcissist?
No, no such thing as a good narcissist. But knowing yourself and loving yourself doesn't have to be that far to the end of the spectrum. Loving yourself is sitting in the middle of the spectrum and being an honest judge of yourself. Okay, right. I'm messing up here. Okay, I can do better here. But I know I'm loving. I know I'm kind. I know I'm respectful. A narcissist sees themselves at the far end of the spectrum in terms of being good, and then on the far end of the spectrum of terms of bad behavior. They're on both ends of that, and they're not reconciling where they actually land. They're lying to themselves about where they are and where they stand. A lot of narcissists don't see themselves as narcissists. There's nothing wrong with me. I love myself. No, it's not. The story of the narcissist comes from Greek mythology of Narcissus. Narcissus was a human being who was cursed. He loved himself so much he sat at the river and drowned himself looking at his own reflection.
Wow.
So when you look at individuals who are narcissists, they're taking it way too far. They're taking self-love way too far. Right.
Okay, so one thing you guys are going to learn about me, I definitely love to play devil's advocate. So with that being said, what is worse, selflessness or narcissism?
Selflessness. For me, I would always say selflessness, because at least the narcissist, and no matter how annoying as, doesn't disregard themselves. People think that it's a noble thing to disregard themselves, and it's not. Because the truth of the matter is that at the end of the day, you will end up becoming something ugly, because you're allowing your cup to be drained and drained and drained. And if you don't have that self-love and being really understanding of what you need, and you're just being overly selfless all the time, eventually you're going to become somewhat of a demon to other people, because you're going to become resentful because of what they take from you without limit.
Right. Okay. So this is my last question. How does someone protect themselves from a narcissist?
First and foremost, I'm always going to say on the channel, I'm going to say it over and over again, so you're going to hear this pretty much in every video. Your greatest defense against anything in your life as far as relationships and lacks of communication and all of these negative things is self-awareness. The more you know yourself, the more you understand yourself, the more you can better battle against what negativity comes your way. The universe doesn't understand words. Words are for other human beings to speak to each other. The universe understands actions. It's your behavior that's going to attract a certain type of energy to you. And so you just have to be aware of who you are and what you want. If you haven't made up your mind to have the ability to walk away from anything, no matter how good it looks, no matter how sweet it tastes, or how much it pays for what you want, if you haven't made your mind up to walk away from that, if it doesn't treat you well or respect you, you have no business dating.
Period.
So with that being said, you have to be able to draw those lines. You have to be like, oh, he got a whole bunch of money, but he don't respect me and love me. I can't do it.
Right.
You got to be as a man. She fine. She's super fine. She's beautiful. Got the best shape in the world. Look good. She don't treat me right or respect me. I'm not messing with her. Until you learn to draw those lines as an individual, you don't have no business dating, because what will happen is you're going to be sent all the tests first. Before you get something worth having, you're going to be sent the tests. And those tests are going to try to find out, okay, will you settle for less if it look good? Right? Will you drink poison water if you're thirsty?
Not at all.
Right.
Okay. So that makes me think of one more question. So for people who do want to self-reflect, how would someone potentially recognize themselves as being a narcissist?
Well, is everything about you? Is everything about your victory? Is everything about you winning? Do you step on other people to get where you want to go? One of the greatest like narcissists in recent years that you'll see all on social media is, and people are not gonna like this. I don't care about politics. I'm an independent. I don't care about Democrats or Republicans because I'll never respect politicians in a way that'll have me running behind them, because a politician is someone who's supposed to work for us. I'm not supposed to over-identify with them, right? But Trump is a huge narcissist, and it's easy to tell in his personality and how he acts towards the people who are useful to him compared to people who are not useful to him. If you want to identify narcissism, are you keeping people around you like friends that are actually your tools? So I identify, do you have friends or do you have tools? Right. A narcissistic man is more likely to look for Robins and to feel themselves to be Batman. So if you're a man and all your friendships are with people who you feel like are a step down below you for whatever reason, because you helping them, because you this or that, if you're a Batman that's constantly looking for a Robin, you might be a narcissist. If you're looking for a woman to support your goals and to do what you ask, but not a partner, you may be a narcissist. If you're a woman who completely lacks responsibility for how you treat people, how you make people feel, and the things that you do, you're probably a narcissist.
Right.
And you just have to observe the way you behave towards other people, especially with work, right? There's successful narcissists and there's unsuccessful narcissists. So successful narcissists are business people who make a lot of money, right? I know everybody see right now with Diddy and all this stuff, people who have power like that can tend to be narcissists. Why? Because ain't nobody gonna say no to them. Can't nobody say no to them. They basically don't allow it. But a lot of the narcissists that you will meet are disempowered narcissists. They're not successful. But they are successful at getting behind people's boundaries because plenty of people don't have them.
Right. Interesting. It's just interesting to me that the topic of narcissism is somewhat trendy on social media. Like, it's a trendy thing to say. It's a trendy topic. So we just wanted to come on and shed some light from a professional, Mr. Amal Hassan Allen, to give some insight into what it means to be a narcissist and what that can look like. So Amal, I wanted to just ask you a few questions about your podcast name. How did you come up with the Idealist Conspiracy? Because he came up with this, y'all. I'm just the questionnaire.
So basically, my idea was, since I'm a practicing mental health professional and I'm also somebody who practices Ifa, who believes in Orunmila and the spiritual practices of Ifa, I found that people have this belief that they cannot live their idealistic lives, that they cannot live their best life. Like, one of the reasons why Live Your Best Life is popular is because people genuinely feel like they're almost incapable of doing so. And that only people who have money or only people who have this can live their best life. This is to promote people living their best life. And so the knowledge that you need to live your best life is about your self-awareness or your lack of self-awareness. If you're aware of what is truly important in your life and you gravitate towards what's truly important in your life, living your best life is going to be easier. If you gravitate towards shallow things like the looks of people who you're around or the money and stuff like that, then of course, living your best life means only having those things. Right? The Idealist Conspiracy is basically, there is a conspiracy amongst spiritual people and spiritual practitioners that a person can live their best life the way that they see it, right? Doesn't mean that everything's gonna be perfect, that you're gonna automatically find the perfect spouse, you're gonna automatically find the perfect job. It means if you live within your own mind as an idealist and you're looking for the best, also while promoting the best, right? Because this is a relationship that you have with the universe. If you're promoting the best of your friends, like, I want you guys to win. I want you guys to find love. I want you guys to be happy. If you're promoting that within yourself, within your own life, and then making goals that promote you being closer to that for yourself, you're going to reach that, and you're going to be a better example of what's around you and what can be possible for other people. And so the Idealist Conspiracy is all about, let us find our best lives through self-awareness, so that way we can live the way we truly want to live and find out what's really important to us.
Awesome. Well, that is beautiful. This is the Idealist Conspiracy. Many more videos to come. Many more. We're best friends, by the way. Just want to throw that in there.
Throw that out there. Make sure they know.
So many more videos to come. Thank you guys for watching. We love you. Peace. Love, peace, and hair grease.